What you are about to see is the explosion at the Boston Marathon.
Over here. Hey! There's gotta be people.
Hashtag pray for Boston. Suspect 1 and Suspect 2.
Good afternoon. My name is Richard Delorier. I am the Special Agent in charge of the FBI's Boston Division. Since Monday's bombings, the FBI and our law enforcement partners have been working around the clock and are fully committed to investigating this matter to bring those responsible to justice. Our collective law enforcement team has pursued thousands of leads and tips. As I said 2 days ago, we are working methodically and with a sense of urgency to identify those responsible for the bombings. Within the last day or so, through that careful process, we initially developed a single person of interest. Not knowing that the individual was acting alone or in concert with others, we obviously worked with extreme purpose to make that determination. The entire force of the federal government, the FBI in Boston, around the Indeed, through that process, the FBI developed a second suspect. Today, we are enlisting the public's help to identify the two suspects. After a very detailed analysis of photo, video, and other evidence, we are releasing photos of these two suspects. They are identified as Suspect 1 and Suspect 2. They appear to be associated. Suspect 1 is wearing a dark hat. Suspect 2 is wearing a white hat. Suspect 2 set down a backpack at the site of the second explosion just in front of the Forum restaurant.
The shooting that killed Suspect 1 and injured Suspect 2.
There's explosions and gunfire going on down the street.
And bear in mind, in that exchange of gunfire, a campus police officer with the MIT campus lost his life. He was struck by a bullet. We also had reports that his gun was stolen. What followed was a high-speed, extremely violent chase about 5 miles to this location. Some of it done from a stolen Mercedes SUV. Throughout the process, explosives were hurled out the car at the pursuing police officers. Many police agencies descended here on Watertown. We saw the state police. We saw what appears to be National Guard, tactical teams, the Watertown police.
Suspect 1 dead. Suspect 2 at large.
But there is one person dead and one at large, and that would synchronize with some of the information we got from the Boston Police Commissioner 10 minutes ago. The suspect at large said to be suspect number 2, that man that was shown to the public wearing a white hat. And I showed you an image the Boston Police Department put out a short time ago wearing a gray hoodie. When they acquired that image, it's not clear. It's not certain. Also, the image you have of both suspects. There he is in what appears to me some sort of gas station, perhaps, wearing a gray hoodie. It seems like it's Adidas on the front, but I'm not certain of that either. But that is the same profile of the image we saw from the profile of suspect number 2 at 5:15 earlier tonight. Also, and this is important, one police officer dead in Watertown, one police officer wounded. Mike Levine from the Justice Department told us that this incident started at a local 7-Eleven. That's where the police...
The marathon bomber's uncle speaking to the media.
By their actions. Take a listen.
I don't know. I've seen them as a kid. And if I even slightly be aware that they were involved in it, I'll be the first one to bring them into responsibility.
Were they ever caught up in the fighting in Chechnya? Were they ever caught up in the fighting in Chechnya?
No, they've never been in Chechnya. It has nothing to do with Chechnya. Have they ever traveled? Chechens are different. Chechens are peaceful people.
But they were born over in Chechnya?
No, they were not born in there.
Where were they born?
One of them, Johar, he was born in Dagestan. That's a neighboring region to Chechnya. Dagestan.
And you haven't seen them in years?
I haven't seen them for
years.
So
when you saw their pictures on the news, did you recognize them?
I saw them only this morning when I was contacted from at 7 a.m. with reporters.
But when you saw their pictures on the news last night, did you recognize them?
Yes, the picture, when they said, have you seen the pictures? My wife opened up internet. And on AOL, I saw a picture of Johar.
What do you say to Johar right now? He is still
I say, Johar, if you're alive, turn yourself in and ask for forgiveness from the victims, from the injured, and from those who left. Ask forgiveness from these people. We're not requiring forgiveness in this family. He put a shame on our family, Tsarnaev's family. He put a shame on the entire Chechen ethnicity. Because everyone now they play with word Chechen. So they put that shame on the entire ethnicity. So that's what I would say. Turn yourself in.
Bombs go off in Watertown, Massachusetts.
XT reporting live. Listen.
I didn't count them, but that sounds about right. There were 3 series of explosions with pauses in between, and there's 2 more just now. 2 more. So up to 8 explosions. This is a very tense situation out here in Watertown, where we believe suspect number 2 is holed up. And I'm just trying to watch as closely I can. It's starting to get dark. There's no light on the area. It's very dark in the area where these explosions are coming from. And I'm also hearing a chopper overhead, so it's difficult to hear now. But we've heard about 8 to 10 explosions in total.
Just for the viewers at home, Bob, to know that what we're experiencing here, we're watching this right here unfold at 67 Franklin Street, and we're trying to listen as well. So if you hear us drop off, we're trying to listen in as well. And you have heard the blasts as many as 8, you're saying?
Yeah, it's 2 more just now.
Yeah, well, we can see the flash as well.
Suspect 2, finally in custody.
They have big smiles on their faces, and I'll tell you why. Because we heard the police officer saying, suspect in custody, suspect in custody. And I reached over to a law enforcement source of mine, and I said, did you get him? And he says, we got him. And he, with a big smile and a thumbs up, he says, we got him. So,
well, Jared,
it's amazing.
That is wonderful news, Jared, and that was something that Tom Shamshak was about to tell me moments ago, but you actually had it right there for us, and we appreciate that the suspect is indeed in custody. And we thank Evan Goodman, by the way, the neighbor who was with us on the phone, who had provided all those details about what led up to it today. Again, the suspect is in custody. This is suspect number 2, we believe, from the Boston Marathon bombings on Monday.